So, where are we at?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking at them. Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right. So, right where this black little trail ends is where we just parked. We are about to head up to the big trail. Too big out early. Yeah, we're gonna be going up this trail. And I think we're either gonna post up at Moose River or Indian Brook. North branch of the Moose. Yeah, so we're not gonna quite make it to Gibbs Lake, I don't think. Let's see from where we are. 3 miles to Gibbs Lake. So yeah, we're gonna be somewhere around here where it says Scenic Outlook, maybe?
Scenic Outlook, yeah, okay.
So we'll see. But we will check in with you when we get there. But this is the beginning of the Bear Trout Backcountry / Haskell Forge Woodcraft trip. And we have no map, so it's gonna get exciting, folks. Let's see, so we're maybe, the way the Adirondacks work, maybe about a quarter mile in or so on a trail. They usually come to the DC Trail Register. As you can see, Adirondacks are really good about their foot trail system, is really well maintained and clearly marked. It's one of my favorite things, as soon as you see the old brown and yellow. But Trail Register might be common sense to some. But it's a good idea to just take a couple of seconds just to sign in real quick. If anything, for a survival situation, but even more importantly, in a more common cases, this is how the state delegates how they spend their funding to maintain the park. So if they see you're a fan of a certain part of a trail that you frequent and you really like how well it's maintained and you enjoy being in a certain area, make sure you sign in every single time you're in and out of that area, because every sign in counts. They're like, wow, this is really popular, this gets heavy foot use, or a lot of people use this as a canoe access, what have you. They're going to make sure the trail is cleared, they're going to make sure the bridges are upkept, and they're going to make it a lot more enjoyable experience for everyone. So just taking a minute to sign in is always a good thing. I forgot how to spell my name, so.
That happens. We're currently in the western end of Adirondack Park, Dindara area. Taking the trail to Big Otter Lake. And one of the things New York State does pretty well is maintain the Adirondack Park and Preserve. They do a real good job, and my hat goes off to all the DEC rangers and the staff that it takes to keep this place going the way they do. You know, we all gripe and complain from time to time about things, but these guys are out here day in and day out maintaining and
it's 6 million acres.
Yeah,
it's a lot of upkeep. It's the biggest park. A lot of people don't realize. Bigger than Yosemite, bigger than the Grand Canyon. What's allotted is the Grand Canyon National Park. It's the biggest one.
Yeah.
So I mean, biggest square footage. It's hard to, I don't know. You can't even take a stab at how many foot miles of trails there are up here. I don't even know if you could do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a ton. But we enjoy this place. There's a lot to see and do up here.
And it's just thriving with nature. 2 minutes on the trail and I already got a handful of perfectly beautiful, ready to burn, dry yellow birch bark.
Yeah, off of Standing Dead, so that was perfect.
This locust with the dripping bark, that burns up in a heartbeat too. I mean, it's a woodsman paradise up here. So
absolutely.
We'll keep it moving.
We'll check back in a minute.
On the old dusty trail once more. Stairmaster right out of the gate. get the blood flowing. But very pleasant spring day so far. A little chilly, but I'm already getting warmed up rather nicely here. And we don't have too far of a walk. We don't think anyway. We're really playing it by ear. We're gonna walk until we find a suitable water source with a variety of different woods, and we'll make a judgment call. But so far so good. We'll check back in shortly.
Oh, I just figured out a good
Did you just say, ah? What do we got going on there, Trout?
Well, what we got here is a found lost wool hat. Needed that.
Scout mission accomplished.
Scout mission accomplished. We got the little belt kit. Got a axe with a little carrier and my water bottle and filter. Dangler, courtesy of Red Bear.
Yeah, we're out on a little scout away from camp water mission. And I'd like to take a second to just look at this fucking day. Pardon my French. So excited to finally be in the Adirondacks in nice weather.
Yeah.
Can't contain myself. So yeah, we're just kind of skirting this little beaver pond, looking for a good place to filter. And I'm gonna finish off my canteen, fill it with water from here, stow it for the time being until I can boil it, but drink from my life straw for now. And it's a beautiful day. We're kind of just taking a break from processing wood, which I think we both stayed up a little too late last night. And we're kind of feeling that right now. So, a little beaver pond action. But we'll check back in with you shortly. Hey, what are you doing over there?
Taking selfies in the hammock.
Oh, woodcraft.
Woodcraft. Hashtag, I'm a lazy bastard. Sitting in the hammock at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Alright, so, as you just heard, we're taking a little breather. Been a fairly eventful morning. Obviously, camp is all set up. We got wood split up easily for the night and maybe some tomorrow. So I'm gonna actually get back. We got a big stack that we've been chopping off for a while now, and we are just slowly chipping away at that. And I know I'm definitely dead tired. It's been stayed up way too late last night doing prep for this trip, and I'm definitely feeling the pinch from that. But we've had a productive day thus far. Definitely just need a little bit of a breather here, relax, a little quick siesta, and then it's processing more wood, looking for green wood for various wood projects, and I gotta get a fire going, boil some water, and continue on with the evening. But once we're back up and at 'em, we'll check back in with you.
So, got a little view of camp. Got ourselves a nice pile of wood, all split up. Big widow maker hanging out in the tree. We knocked a bunch of that out and bucked it and split it. Straw hanging out, some random stuff. They make great shelves when you use a tarp as a covering. I've got my little random pile of stuff laying on the ground over here. It's about 2:30 Friday afternoon, and definitely got some stuff done, and just gonna get some more stuff done. Stay tuned for the woodcraft.
Firecraft tool successful. Water on the boil. Trout's playing beaver right now. And I'm just gonna nurse this thing for another minute or two, and then I'm gonna go down to the brook, snag some more water to just keep boiling water, and keep on harvesting wood. And hopefully we get into a couple of wood projects today, but today is kind of all about gathering stuff, getting our burning wood, getting base camp set up, and we'll keep it moving along. So we got our fire area going, and I got my first batch of water boiled. We came down to this little pond here, little beaver pond. There's Trout pumping water through his filter. And we're collecting up some more water. I got 4 liters of water in a dry bag ready to boil. Beautiful scenery, classic Adirondack scenery. It's a beautiful day. It's about 60 some degrees. The bugs are starting to come out, but I'll take it. We're having a great time so far, folks. Well, we've been out here processing this wood. I should have took it before pick. I mean, we probably bucked up, I don't know, 25, 30 feet of a 10-inch round log. I've chopped it into like 4 or 5 foot sections, and then split it parallel with the log pieces and long chunks like that, and then I go ahead and buck those up. Definitely not for the faint of heart, but we got a really nice, good pile processed over there. And we're almost done with fuel wood for the day, and then it's going to be on to wood projects. You can see Trout's blue tarp to the left and my green tarp to the right. And yeah, everything's going wonderfully out here. Oh yeah, seasoned potatoes and pasta, courtesy of Red Bear's Dehydrated Food Kitchen. You know what I've always wondered? What do you do if you need a table in the wilderness and you don't have one?
You build a table. There it is. You got it, folks. Genuine bushcraft, hand-built, hand-split table, tied with yours truly, number 36 bank line. You got it. Some DIY, some do it yourself, some got to do it all, but you got the table, you got the time, get it done. Bushcraft. Yesterday, I got myself with the pole of an axe. I was
Bushcraft 101.
yeah, I was being careless, and you know, no big deal. It stopped, but just a little bludgeon impact wound. rather than just stick a band-aid on it and you know all that, let's use what's currently available in the forest. This is a pitch pine, and these little nodules contain pine pitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bush knife with a clean blade. I'm going to pierce that, get some of that pitch out, and just rub it right on the wound. Now what that's going to do is two things. It's going to protect the surface, and it's got antiseptic qualities to the sap. So you are going to have a little sticky spot on you. It does a really good job at protecting and cleaning the wound. And it's right here available to me out in the woods.
All these blisters are full of it.
There's a big one right there. Yeah. Make sure you clean your knife after you play with this stuff.
Drop it right in your boil pot. That's what I gotta do.
Yeah. So yeah, that works real good. I applied one little bit of it earlier this morning, and I figured I'd just put another coating on now because it's right at the cuticle and it's kind of a pain in the butt location. Tying my shoes, doing anything with that thumb, trying to keep it clean.
It's a quick fix.
Yeah.
And not only that, but pitch pine, if you have the time at a base camp to collect enough of it, you can actually make a waterproof paste with it if you wanted to make some kind of a birch bark or cherry bark container. You can see that's already bleeding still from where he just poked it once. So if you actually had the time to collect enough of it, it's a really good find for a woodsman to find these pitch pines, which this part where we're camped out is littered with them, which is both a blessing and a curse because all we have is these shagbark hickories and pitch pine. And so we're going to go on a quick little scout here down the trail to see if we can find some other species of wood to do some softwood projects.
Beech. We got a whole bunch of beech in here too.
Right. Yeah, let's just carve the hardest wood out here right now. So that's that. Pitch pine, woodsman's best friend.
Does another split and goes up to a tower, and then it goes northwest. The other trail. We're gonna get right here. Yeah, we're gonna cross water right up here.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly.
You want to try? You want to try that?
Let me look at our we're probably we're less than half a mile of water that way.
All right. We're currently on a scout, a little quick day scout here, searching for a slightly different variety of soft and hardwoods. For some woodcraft projects that we have still yet to complete on our woodcraft trip. So we're on a quick little scout here. We've only been walking maybe 10-12 minutes, but we came to a little juncture, and I feel raindrops a little bit. So this might be a quicker scout than we think, but we're just trying to get a lay of the land, and if we see something cool, we'll check back in. Oh yeah, we got a bush pot cake cooking away right now. I got Matt about to get into something that we're going to be showing you very briefly, both tooling and project. And he's got a couple other things that he's completed that we're going to get into some show and tell in a little bit. But as soon as I get done nursing my lunch here, we're going to get to busy putting our tools to work. Finally, on my end. We'll be back shortly, folks.
Going down to the water source, filled with some water. Already did breakfast. Red Bear is out scouting around for some different woods for projects. It's a little cooler than yesterday. It's about
do we have here?
Well, we have a peg in the ground with some cordage holding this little piece of log to it so that I can take my T-drill and hog out a hole.
Custom built T-drill.
Yeah, just a piece of Schedule 40 black steel 1.5" pipe with a little receiver collet, quick release built on for a 3/8 hex shank. Actually, no, these are 7/16. Yeah, 7/16 hex. And I've got a Milwaukee switchblade boring bit on there. Infinitely expandable if you want to go deeper. But yeah, basically, I'm just boring a hole to make a rocket stove. That blade is really, really sharp. That's the only reason I'm able to do this by hand. It is not me. It is the tool.
You're probably already like what, 6-7 inches in there.
I'm a good 6 anyway. I'll have to probably pull the bit, pull the garbage out of there to get all the way. Well, to get to the depth I want to get, and then I'll drill a cross hole, light a fire in there, and cook. Rocket stove.
It's gonna be a fun dinner time.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then it's fun.
So, one little trying to utilize the tools that we made, specifically my carving knife by Haskell Forge. Just trying to utilize it, make a little project, little wooden ladle, soup ladle, whatever you want to call it. Just quickly working it over with sandpaper, and we're gonna call this project good for tonight because I'm exhausted. But yeah, not bad. Did a lot of the rough work, of course, with our classic cleaver. We'll call them now. These are our hottest seller, but we I did a lot of the rough shaping. Just simply with this, and even batoning it from a rough block into this, and then pretty much everything with a combo of hook knife and carver, which this actually isn't one of our cars, this is a Mora, but we actually are able to produce hook knives now, and you may or may not have seen footage of that yet.
I've got pictures of it posted on IG.
But we will be pretty much able to produce a full range, chisels, whatever, a full range of fine wood carving tools. But I figured I'd take a little opportunity to bang this out real quick for you guys and start showing you what our gear is capable of. And pretty satisfied with it. Satisfied with everything thus far. It's definitely been a hell of a day so far. Figured I would try to at least get one thing done with my couple failed attempts at utilizing our Firecraft tool to its full potential, but overall it's been a very successful day. And I'm about ready to get a nice hot fire cracking, because it's supposed to cool right down tonight. And
It's already dropped probably 15 degrees since midday.
And enjoy the rest of the evening in front of the fire. Cook some biscuits, cook some chili, and our last night out here in gorgeous, quiet, peaceful Adirondack wilderness and Adirondacks. We're loving it. It's been perfect outing so far. So once we actually do have a couple other tricks up our sleeve for the evening, so once we get those other things prepared, we'll check back in.
And we have a beaver. Let's see if I can get him to thump. Hello, Mr. Beaver. I think he's lost. doesn't really care about me too much. Things you see outdoors. He got a little grumpy at me, and there we go. So what we got here is a hand drilled out log rocket stove. Got a hole in the bottom, hole that joins that hole, about 6.5, 7 inches long, 1.25 inch diameter.
Hand drilled with our packable auger.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, we're gonna light this thing up and have a nice little, you know, we could cook on this if you set a couple sticks up here and put your bush pot on there, or, you know, even a metal coffee cup, what have you. You know, it's a nice little thing. And this one is actually portable. So it works. But I've got a little bit of birch bark stuffed in there and a couple twigs to get it going. But the whole premise of this is, once it's going, it uses excuse me, once it gets going on the actual main wood source, the updraft from the fire exiting the top causes fresh air to come in the bottom and feed that with fresh oxygen, and it burns itself from the inside out. And you actually get a little pulsing noise that kind of makes a little vibration sound almost from it running, which is pretty cool. But we're gonna get this one going. We have not lit this yet, and I'm just gonna get some birch bark in there and light my tinder and see if we can get her going. Should be able to get her ripping pretty quick.
Already drafting from the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's super hunky wood, so yeah, it'll eat it right up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's gone.
See if I can get the fire kind of poked in there a little better. Nope, maybe not. Let's see. What do we got? Let me lift her up. No, I knocked her out. I think I had a little too much in there. Let's see. Let's just try it this way. There we go. And now I know we're making that connection. So we'll just let it sit there and cook away. And it should get moving here. No, maybe not. No, there's still some flame in there. Let me
a little bit.
Let me get out here and let it some more. Just a little more help with rocket stove. Boiling some water. Primitive, but excellent.
All right. We would have done a little more filming of camp breakdown and pack out, but we were kind of in a rush. We're under a little bit of a time restraint, so last cup of coffee. I'm all packed up. Fire's almost dead. Trout's just about packed up over there. It's a very brisk morning. We're probably in the high 30s. I don't think we're quite into the 40s yet, but it dipped down to about 35 last night, and I had this thing, actually you could see where I had the fire slid up really close to my shelter. so I could just lean over and keep feeding it all night and not even have to get out of my wool blanket, which worked out pretty well. It was still a little bit of a challenge, but I had a ton of wood, 2 big piles of wood that I completely squashed. But I made it through. Got a big bowl of oatmeal in me, and we are ready to hit the dusty trail. Almost beat Brad if we were going to like a second location for a few days, because it's like I'm like now I'm like in the swing of it, like yeah. I've like got my legs on, but still completely calm, quiet. We literally saw 2 people in the past 3 days. Good stuff. Once we're huffing and puffing on the trail, we'll check back in.
Coming up on one of the more interesting creek crossings. As you can see, spring runoff has made some fun here. Yeah, we're down at low levels now, but bet you it was ripping through here at one point. Barely hanging on.